Demi Lovato, Adolf Hitler, Owen Wilson, and Pirates fans. All people who either have or like to hurt themselves, and Pirates fans might be the worst because they have been continuously doing it the most. Okay, obviously they're not the worst people of this bunch. I totally condemn Owen Wilson refusing to see his daughter. That's awful. And so are the Pirates. In the last week, we've seen more fans falling from the stands and ushers whipping fans with a belt than Pirates wins.
Okay, I'm waiting for the punchline.
There's no punchline. It's not a joke.
And because of this mess reaching a certain point, the Pirates have hit a point where they have a fall guy. Really quick, if you're part of the 51% of viewers not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button if you enjoy the videos. As you know what I hate? I hate when things are predictable. The Pirates aren't a baseball team to me anymore. They've turned into a Hallmark rerun, so it's just laughably bad. The season starts with low expectations but hopes for something better, only to end up exactly the same. Every time. Going into the year, it was obvious. The pitching is the strength. Paul Skeens and his girlfriend are the biggest stars of the team, but the biggest question is if the offense can remember how to hit a baseball. The answer to that question is no. The offense has not remembered how to hit a baseball. Nothing has changed. Then to make matters even worse, the pitching has also been underwhelming. They've been a bottom 10 pitching staff. Add all of this together, the Pirates are in dead last place in their division, not even close to 4th place. We're barely into May, and the conversation of who the Pirates should trade already seems like it should begin, and the Pirates have chosen who to axe for this. In the most let's do something just for the sake of doing something, they've fired manager Derek Shelton. And some people are happy about that decision. Maybe a lot of people are happy about that decision. But in reality, this is like trying to fix a sinking ship with, I don't know, firing the lifeguard or something. Shelton was hired to be the Pirates manager in November of 2019. So it has been a long time, for sure. He's been the manager of this team for 5+ years with absolutely nothing to show for it. So, okay, you want to pick someone to fire, go ahead. That's fine. Maybe a new voice could help. But this really solves nothing. It does nothing to the actual problem, which is the front office.
I agree with that.
And ownership. And Barry Bonds. There is a crazy stat. I still don't even understand how this can be real. But since Barry Bonds left the Pirates after the 1992 season, the Pirates have had 4 seasons of 80 or more wins. 4 since 1992. You know how long ago that was? There wasn't a Spider-Man movie in existence in 1992. Now there are 12 Spider-Men, 5 Batmans, and like 5 failed reboots of the Pirates themselves. And in these last 33 years, the Pirates made the playoffs 3 years in a row, from 2013 to 2015. So that means there was only 1 year other than that 3-year window where the Pirates won more than 80 games. I mean, oh my god. Their owner, Bob Nutting, because of course that's his name, bro's just nutting on any chance this franchise has. He's barely invested much into the team, and when he does, it's to the wrong players, which goes to really the biggest part of the franchise to blame, which is the front office. Just as a whole, everyone, the people in charge of development and building the roster. You can have a cheap owner all day, which sucks, but look at the Rays, look at Cleveland. Those are 2 of the cheapest teams in baseball, yet 2 of the most successful teams in the last 15 years. I mean, geez, the highest contract in Rays history was given to a
pedo.
What?
Pedo.
You can spend little money and win. Let's start with some of their highest draft picks. The Pirates drafted Cole Tucker in the 1st round in 2013. The only thing he's become known for is being Vanessa Hudgens' boyfriend. The Pirates drafted Connor Joe in the 1st round in 2014. He's only become known for having the whitest name for an Asian player anyone's ever seen, with below average career numbers. He was actually traded before making his big league debut to the Braves and was passed around like a blunt to 4 different teams before ending back up with the Pirates, was not that good, and is now a Padre, where he's not doing anything. The Pirates drafted Henry Davis in 2021 with the #1 overall pick. Not a single soul was picked ahead of this guy. And 4 years later, you think the actual Henry Davis died that day and was replaced by a decoy with how awful he's been. The only Pirates draft picks to really work out in the last 10 to 15 years have been Garrett Cole and Paul Skeens. Cole, you could argue, wasn't wasted in Pittsburgh, considering he was around during those playoff years, but you can't say the same for Skeens. Although, how sad is it that a future Hall of Fame pitcher on your team being around for 3 wild card seasons before getting traded is considered not being wasted for the Pirates? That's how low their bar is for what should be looked at as a success. And when it comes to giving out contracts, the biggest free agent contract in Pirates history, so a contract given to a player on the market, the highest one is a 3-year, $39 million deal given to Francisco Liriano back in 2014. The last time they gave out any sort of multi-year free agent contract was to, who could forget, Ivan Nova for 3 years, $26 $106 million. Yeah, this team straight up just doesn't do this, and when it comes to giving out contracts at all, two of the biggest contracts in Pirates history are to hitters. Brian Reynolds holds the biggest contract of them all after signing an 8-year, $106 million extension. He's having an awful season so far, and Ke'Bryan Hayes, another first-round draft pick and the owner of the third highest contract in franchise history, an 8-year, $70 million deal, has yet to show he's a big league hitter. It's been 3 years since he signed the contract and 5 years since he entered the league, and he's still not good at all hitting-wise. Hayes has a really good glove, an elite glove. He just can't hit. Now, there are player busts all the time everywhere. Baseball is a hard sport, but it's obvious the Pirates have this problem seemingly more than anyone. Like, how many times have their players fully worked out? Not many. I mentioned how bad Henry Davis has been despite being the first overall pick. Sid from Toy Story, who wasn't even drafted in the top 10 rounds, he was a 12th round pick that same year, has been very good for the Yankees. K-pop Barry Bonds would have been a nice player to sign, but since asking the Pirates to sign a good free agent is like asking Kurt Cobain to not do heroin, he just skipped the Pirates part of his career, went right to San Francisco. The hitting is mainly what's wrong with the Pirates and their development. They have found pitching, obviously, with Cole and Skeens leading those names, which there was never any intellectual thinking that went into drafting those two. But guys like Mitch Keller, Jared Jones, Bubba Chandler, who has high expectations as one of the highest prospects in all of baseball, the Pirates have found good pitching, but the hitting is the complete opposite. There are only 3 Pirates hitters this year doing anything, and one of them is 38-year-old Andrew McCutchen, and God bless his soul, by the way. This man has every right to just call it a career and say, screw you, screw everyone, I'm done, but he's suffering through this with everyone instead. By far, one of the most respectable Pittsburgh athletes in history. Not that there's, that much competition outside of baseball, especially, but he still is up there. There's Joey Bart, the catcher, and O'Neal Cruz, who finally seems to be reaching his potential with the bat and also with his legs. Cruz remembered he could steal bases, so he's already stolen more than half of his career high. He leads all of baseball. That's it. Everyone else sucks. So firing Derek Shelton may be a good move. I don't know. But even if it is, that's like firing a bad DJ on the Titanic. Yeah, sure, the music sucked. It could do better, but the ship still hit an iceberg. You're either way. It doesn't do anything to actually help the problem. The years and years of awful draft picks and player development along with the cheap mindset from the ownership, you could pick a fall guy all you want, but it's obvious. The Pirates' failures don't come back to one person because it's an organizational failure. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.